Okay, I am joined by Charles today. Thank you so much for joining me. And today we're going to talk about the 3-day challenge that I do that helps psych NPs get their life ready for private practice. Early steps. Tell me a little bit just like about you and past experience and where you been, where you going.
Yeah, so I've been a nurse for maybe about 16 years. Most of my experience has been actually in the critical care ICU side. Originally started off with my associates in nursing, never thought I would go past that. And then okay, let's get my bachelor's and then okay. So it's kind of one of those things, just kept going, got more confident as I went. But yeah, that's most of my experience. Originally from Michigan and then did some travel nursing, came up to California and then, yeah, so through encouragement, just meeting people. That's like nursing, right? You just like find your way.
Yeah.
I went into actually, yeah, I met some people that were going to become nurse practitioners. And then I had a very close friend who was a social worker. And then through him, over a course of a few years, we talked about mental health and then just psych in general. Because I was doing an ICU thing. And the more with psych, kind of saw this is being futile with these patients. It was great work. I excelled, but I started feeling like I wanted more. A different path, a different impact. And then so through him talking about mental health and just like how rewarding it could be. Yeah, I tried to get into a psych program and didn't get in, tried again, and then got into Azusa.
Nice.
And then that was a journey in itself because it was like right before COVID.
Yeah.
And then I had 2 kids. And so my whole NP journey was about 5 years just to graduate and then finally graduated. And yeah, so now here I am trying to figure that out.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
We went to the same grad school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Pre-COVID. Interesting. And what kind of role are you in right now?
So I'm still working as a nurse, trying to make this transition, which has been interesting. Probably the best description. Yeah. So I'm working as a nurse still, and I was fortunate enough to get a job at the private practice where I was doing my hours. So
Yeah.
he hired me, and that's been a blessing. I feel very fortunate because he's supportive in my growth.
Awesome.
But again, little caveats to that. So I'm doing that private practice thing and part-time, trying to build up a clientele, get a little confidence in that, just learning. But it's very lonely. You're just on your own, even though I am being supported to a degree, but everyone's busy. So
Yeah.
I'm working in private practice and then I'm a bit of a hustler. I'm like I need to figure this out for my family, for myself. So started applying to jobs. And then I got a job at a ketamine clinic doing infusions and Spravato. But that was a lot because I'm just spread thin. So I pulled back, but kept those relationships.
Yeah.
I'm still applying. I actually just got a job that I'll be starting in February with TMS,
Nice.
but super part-time. Like,
Yeah.
it makes sense. So I'm just trying to find my way, but ultimately through social media, came across yourself and convinced that, yeah, private practice is the way. It's definitely something I need to do. So that's where I'm at now.
Yeah. That's your long-term plan here.
Yeah, it has to be part of the picture. Whatever I go into, but that has to be part of the picture.
Yeah. Awesome. So we just met each other about a couple months ago during one of my 3-day challenges where I help walk people through getting their life together for private practice, getting their money together, getting their time together, talking about confidence. What drew you to that event? What made you think that it would be helpful?
So the gist is, like I said, I'm trying to figure this out, when we first became nurses, you walk in, you don't know anything, you're just scared for the first 2 years. But you go into this environment where there's other nurses around you and you get to see what people are doing right, see strong nurses, see people's mistakes, give rapport, beginning of shift and end of shift. So there's this learning curve and you're just in this environment where you're constantly learning. Doctors are teaching you, if you're lucky, what to look for. So it's just constant education and just like learning. So the growth is just there. if you're receptive to it, if you're seeking it. But right when you become an NP, you go out there and it's just you. I worked at this private practice again, felt supported, that encouraged, but I was just in an office I am in an office by myself
Yeah.
on Facebook and finding these groups to join and for searching everything. So it's like there's no like bouncing ideas off of and just that. So I know I need a community. And listening that challenge, I picked up on, that I feel like you're very genuine. And I've watched you on social media and yeah. So I feel like I like you, think you're cool.
I think you're cool too.
Oh, this is cool. It's definitely I'm looking for that environment. And then on top of that, initially, like I've gotten far on my own doing this, but like, I think initially what did it was like the legal stuff, and I don't want to step on any landmines. And I think someone mentioned it, like the cost of making a mistake and the time lost. Ultimately, I was like, this is where I want to prioritize, and I need support. So that was that piece, and then another piece, I'm very social. So I also want to be part of a community where I can like thrive and do well and learn, but I also want to give back and just have, again, it's just that environment. When you have a new nursing student comes in, I was like, all right, dude, come here. Let me show you some stuff. Or
Yeah.
I like that exchange. And yeah, so that's ultimately what it hit all those marks for me. And it aligns with who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what did it for me.
That makes sense. Yeah. So that's why you like the challenge, some of the seeing a little bit of the community. And that's why you ended up joining the program too and working with us longer term to
Yeah.
be able to start your practice. Yeah. What were, out of the 3 days when we talked about time, money, and confidence, any day that stood out to you more that you liked, or anything that you remember that you liked?
It was all really good. I think initially, definitely certain days will speak to a certain group. I definitely have the confidence where I don't feel like I can do this, question myself, the imposter syndrome. But I think I can flip that in my head pretty well. I just got to think about my kids and I'm like, dang, dude, there's no time for that. But I think for me, it was like the money that spoke to me, how to come up with a plan, and just a more of, okay, get a plan with the finances and what you can do, like applicable answers and things you could start that same day. So that,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember that standing out a lot.
Good.
Yeah. So those kinds of things. Yeah.
Glad. What are some things that changed for you over those 3 days?
I think it just gave me this direction. Just like, I'm trying to figure this out. But I tend to like, just, my wife is, God bless her. She's just, what are you doing? Because I'm like trying to just make something catch. And so I'm trying to get the job over here. I apply here. I interview here. Got this opportunity here. What do I do? And I think ultimately this helped me just focus.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus just on this and see this through. And then the outcome will be kind of what you shared, and very clear that if I take these steps and follow along, I have all the help that I need. All the resources are there for me. It's some direction.
Good. I'm glad you feel that way.
Squirrel out.
Private practice is DIY, so you can make it what you want as full-time, part-time, cash insurance. You can pick, which is really the beauty of it. And I think why a lot of people are interested in it, especially people with kids and got a lot going on and everything. Cool.
Exactly. And I think one thing, I actually just posted this perspective on one of the Facebook forums, but I was just like, someone was asking, private practice, shouldn't you? And then there's a lot of different opinions. Some people say, no, why would you? It's too liable. Is that? And I was just, you know what? It's the same. I'm stuck in a room. I'm learning this out. I have a collaborating doctor. I reach out to them. Otherwise, like, it's all the same. I don't see anybody. No one's here to help me. I just get paid. And granted, there's a system in place that you're into, but otherwise it's the same. Like, the liability, the lonely journey you're on is all the same. So I'm like, my whole thing is just get a mentor, get a strong support system. That's ultimately what you need. And of course, FDA, evidence-based stuff, ask questions, don't be crazy with anything. And it's the same.
It's true, especially post-COVID. I Before COVID, sure, like you would join a large office with 20 other people that you could walk into their office, probably different, but now, depending on the practice, maybe they were all busy. But yeah, if you have a lot of clinical support in your private practice, you actually consult your collaborator or with your case consultation group or a mentor, or you can build in that support into private practice, which is really cool. But yeah, the other layer of it is learning business. But the clinical side, like you said, unfortunately, a lot of jobs, you're working tele and you're by yourself anyway.
Yeah, and then you're put in the situation where you have to practice a certain way because the business is telling you, or the doctors, the psychiatrists are telling you, like, oh no, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, again, starting your own, you can figure that out and choose how you want to practice, what area. So it's a longer journey, but I think ultimately, like you said, it's just, you kind of set it the way you want and figure it out. And then you learn the business component. That's another thing. When I talk to anyone thinking about going into psych MP or even going into or finishing up, I said, listen, this is the reality. If you're going to do this, you gotta come out thinking like an entrepreneur, a business mindset. Like the money's there, like later on, but you have to have that component to be honest, in my opinion, because we're used to going to an interview, into a hospital. This is your start date. This is your rate. You walk in, do these mods. It's a totally different environment. Everything's just given to you, but it's not like that when you graduate and you start a job. And it's so different to find a job. It's so different. The environment just going into it. If you're going to do this, you've got to really consider the business side of it all to really make it worth it, because we're all in debt after school and I've been a nurse for 16 years. My salary starting as an NP, I'm making less.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting that.
Yeah.
What's the point? So I either tell people to really consider that or go in ready to hustle right after out of school and then give me a call. So
Yeah. It's a different level of negotiation, a different level of self-advocacy. Like you don't realize that almost nothing is set in stone like it is when you work in a hospital, unless you are working in a hospital. And even then, I've had hospital gigs that are like completely negotiable. So it's as an NP. So it's like, yeah. And that's a good point. When you're in private practice, you can manage how many patients in a day. You're not like, you don't have to be in a situation where it's like, you have to see 20 in a day and you have to see this patient because we said so. And doesn't matter if you feel like they're too acute, or at least in private practice, you can control some of that, which is a draw for a lot of people too.
Yeah.
Experience with varying levels of experience. I didn't like being told that as an experienced NP that I had to just see whoever, because we want to do a good job and we worry about patient safety and all that.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Like I don't have any time to study. I don't have any time to like really grow. And I want that. I remember as a new nurse, I had time to like really learn and study, but I'm just like so busy. So it's just, I have to be able to get more time just to become an expert in this field.
Sure. I'm excited for you. Okay. So you did the challenge, let's see, about maybe 4 to 6 weeks ago. And then you joined the program to work together to build your practice. What do you see your life looking like in 6 months?
Oh man.
Or 12, depending on.
I don't know. Clinically, I feel like I know I could strengthen myself, but on the business side, like I'm learning a lot really quickly. So I think I don't want to jump into seeing a bunch of patients all by myself. And I feel like I'm going to take that slow.
Good.
Still work my other job. Hopefully I won't be working at nursing role, but at that other private practice, maybe do these other areas that I have an interest in. But in 6 months, I've got to be working less hours.
Okay.
And yeah, that's ultimately, if I can just make the same that I'm making now and work less, my family will be happier and I will be happier because I'm tired.
Well, yeah. So hopefully we'll get you open and get your practice open. And are you thinking 6 months or a year, or how long are you thinking of taking?
No, 6 months, maybe even to be open. And I have things already in play, like through the course, I've already
Great.
Yeah, we'll talk more, but yeah, I think I'm like, yeah, and it's a, like, first you gotta do A, B, C, or it's a reasonable do A, B, C. So I might just do A and then C and then D and then, oh, I forgot to go back to B. So that
Yeah.
is helpful.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so I think I'll be up and running like soon. And then
Oh, heck yeah. Good.
happens, then I have to either get pulled back or directed a little bit. But yeah,
Okay. That sounds great. So open, seeing patients, and starting to decrease your hours within the next 6 months. Sounds great. Let's do it.
yeah, it's gonna happen.
Cool. Thanks for doing this interview with me. Anything else you would want to say to someone that's considering doing the challenge?
Yeah, no, honestly, just kind of share it. It's just, if we're going to be in this role, in this being psych MP in this field, if you're fortunate enough to have something in place which you can pursue and grow in, that's great. But honestly, it doesn't sound like it's out there. A lot of these practices are just, yeah, I mean, taking advantage or just like not giving us a good piece. Considering of all the school and everything we did, we got to sidestep, we got to get something going. And honestly, like, we have to get your private practice up and running, even if it's just on the side. I feel like you have to, but take it from me, like, even you can be so eager, but there's time wasted, money's wasted, and then you can make mistakes. So that's ultimately why I think in the community, like everything I just mentioned, I think it's just, it makes sense.
Yeah. Thank you for helping do this interview so that other people that are curious about the path can hear about it. And I'm sure I'll interview you again and hear all about what you got going on in the next phase.
No, thank you.